Hello guys, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. How is everyone? Oh, my hair. Funky hair today. Good afternoon, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. I hope you guys are having a wonderful afternoon. Earlier today, Miss MTV released a season first look, and they have been promoting it as Amber breaks her silence in 1 week. Now, if you watch Teen Mom OG, you know that she broke her silence all over Instagram a million times during the fall. And we've seen clips from her Instagram lives where she talked about everything that was going on and all the excuses that she had and all of the things that she said that we didn't know about and just wait. And I find it ironic that now she's going to break her silence, right? Well, that's at least the spin. That's the spin. You can search on my Amber Portwood playlist and get a wide variety of her Instagram lives. You can also revisit all of the audio that was released that was between her and Andrew. And we are almost, 8 months removed from that event. And it appears as though this new sneak peek is going to focus primarily on her journey back. And the 2-minute teaser, which was released by MTV, it's very, very clear that the primary goal of this is to play on your heartstrings, ask for your sympathy, and try to be compassionate to her plight in life. While some people will be maybe compassionate, other people have not been so compassionate. Now let me tell you how this all plays out. So in the video, she says, "The number one regret that I have is that I did not walk out of the house that night. Now I look back and I am so ashamed because all I keep thinking about is, Amber, you should have walked out of the house. There are limits to somebody with mental MH issues. There's only so much somebody like me can handle, and people like me will understand that. I just have a lot of guilt of not being aware of myself more than I should have." So what I found interesting about the statement about her biggest regret from that night was not related to Andrew. It was not related to her son. It was not related to any of the people that were affected by the behavior. It was related to her. It was related to her feeling like she couldn't handle it and she should have walked away. Instead of, my biggest regret should have been maybe not using the cucumber on the door or using violent, screaming and yelling and, going at my boyfriend, right, while he's holding my son. Instead, it's going to be all about, please feel sorry for me because I have an issue, and if you had this issue, you would have these problems too, and please, please, please feel sorry for me. The problem with this tired storyline, by the way, this is a tired storyline, is that the way that it's proposed to the viewer is as though she's sort of the advocate, the spokesperson, the individual that can be, this is what it looks like to live with these issues. And it's not about growth. And I would say that a lot of people that have these same issues might not get it, in my opinion. In my opinion, and what I've seen on Instagram and on social media in response to this clip, is that people are not happy with the way that it's being portrayed. People are not happy that the same tired storyline of her relying on and blaming her mental health as the excuse and showing no accountability, no growth, and no remorse to the people that she affected. She cries in this clip as well. She goes on to say, in fact, Us Weekly puts out an article today, right? Us Weekly puts out an article in preparation for this release of this clip, which is the season teaser. And they say, and she tells them that I got into a really dark period for a couple of months. I lost 35 pounds in less than 3 months. My hair was falling out. When I say I went into shock, my body went into shock. I didn't sleep for almost 2 weeks. I had to get out of that state of mind. It was a deep sadness that I went through. That's the word I'm going to use. And through prison and everything that I've been through, it was one of the worst times of my life. And when you go through something like that, you have to learn from your mistakes. Which I'm not sure how she's learning from her mistakes if she's sitting down on the couch with Gary and she's literally blaming her treatable mental health issue and not addressing the elephant in the room, which is the Mary Jane and sedating stuff that Andrew Glennon said that she was using, and as a recovering person in recovery, she should not have been using. And she did not address the fact that maybe it's not necessarily related to mental health, but it could be an anger disorder, right? Or the fact that she has anger issues. The problem with this storyline is that she's done the storyline before. And if you do the storyline once and you're redeemed, it's different. But if you fall back into the same patterns and then you're asking the public to redeem you, the public's going to be a lot less forgiving when it's a pattern of behavior. People are going to stop caring what she has to say. People are not going to feel sympathy for her. And it's notable in the comments in the videos that are all over Instagram at this time. I took a look at my own Instagram and then I went directly to my MTV's Instagram, and I want you to see some of these comments. I'm so sick of her. I quit watching the show 2 years ago. This is so frustrating. She actually just has anger management issues. I'm literally disgusted that she is still on their payroll. She sickens me and she gives a horrible name to those who are suffering with mental illness. She is not a spokesperson for them. There are plenty of people who suffer with the conditions that do not do what she does. This is crazy. I get that there are problems with MH, but she's done what she's done to her baby and the father. If she was a man, she would be in prison. Go to hell, Amber. I have issues, and I would never hit or hurt anyone. What a piece of work. No. Then she doesn't need to be alone with kids if she can't handle it. Well, then she does not need any of the kids' custodies because there is only so much she can handle. I call BS. She needs to be fired. Of course, MTV and Teen Mom are going to use her mental illness for the ratings. They have gotten so boring that they need Amber DV's story. I won't be watching the show or this person. I've never hit or hurt anyone over my illness ever. And the comments like this are endless. I mean, it's pages and pages and pages and pages of the same comments. In fact, MTV was deleting comments because people were so outraged. And when they showed the clip on the MTV Instagram page, there was way more negative comments than good. I would say 90% of the comments were not supportive, not happy, and irritated that she's allowed to have a platform given the magnitude of what she's done. Without consequences, it's truly hard to believe that what she's done she'll ever be accountable or change or even, one of the comments I repeatedly saw over and over and over again was, Janelle Evans didn't even do anything. It was her husband and she lost her job, but you guys are going to stick with Amber Portwood. That repeatedly came up in the comments I saw on the Teen Mom page. People seeing the hypocrisy of, we won't support the male that's doing these same types of things, but we'll support the female because it's a issue with her brain and because, she just can't handle these things. As a person with my own issues, which I'm saying because of the bots on YouTube. I will say that never once in my life have I felt like I needed to do the things that she has done. If she is truly going to be an advocate for these types of situations and these conditions would acknowledge that while I have these issues, that is not an excuse for me to behave like an a-hole. It's not an excuse for me to hurt other people. It's not an excuse for me to blame the victim. It's not an excuse to play you guys and make you feel sorry for me, and then you forget the fact that there is a child now being raised by his father. And imagine, just for a second, imagine being on a show called Teen Mom and not having custody of any of your children and making over $400,000 a year. How will she ever change if she's making money for bad decisions and rewarded for bad behavior and then playing us all for fools? I think the best thing that people can do, if they are not happy with this and if they feel like they can't support it, is to not tune in. I will not say you need to cancel this show or you need to cancel this, but I will say if you are the type of person that can't support it, then don't watch it, because the show will stay on the air as long as people are watching it. And the show will continue to stay profitable as long as people are watching it. We're 10 years into a cycle of shows where we have, we're just seeing a lot of entitlement, a lot of really bad behavior, and a lot of rewarding bad behavior. And because she doesn't have consequences and got basically a slap on the wrist with this, with her sentence, she hasn't apparently learned. And I don't believe you, MTV, when you say that she's breaking her silence, because I heard her break her silence when I released audio of what happened that night and in the months leading up to that. And this was not a one-time occurrence. This was not just I didn't walk away, because you know what, Amber? She didn't walk away repeatedly. Repeatedly. There was audio from at least 4 separate incidents where she didn't walk away. So it wasn't, I regret that I did this and I hurt my boyfriend and my child. It's, I regret that I didn't walk away, because that's what the camera wants me to say, because that's what's going to drive the ratings, because that's what the storyline is. Do you think, given that Andrew will be seen in one episode of this entire series, this will be an accurate portrayal of what actually happened? Do you think it's appropriate that that MTV is allowing her this platform for redemption when an average person, if given this situation, would be fired from their job? Tell me in the comments below. I'll be back in a little while. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe down here, and tell me if you want me to cover the show so that you don't have to watch it. I feel like we should still be speaking out, but it's up to you guys. If this is a topic of interest for you, I can cover it. I can cover what happens. I can cover the people. Tell me in the comments below. And if you missed my interview with Clint Brady, I did an interview with Clint Brady from Love After Lockup with his other woman, and they talked about a lot of things related to his relationship with Tracy, including drug use, their marriage, if they're going to get divorced, and what's next. All right, you guys, I'll be back in a little while with more. Bye.